So now that I've got the power converter and the cutoff switch all installed, I took the wires and I cableized them just by using some zip ties here, neaten things up. I also built a box, and this box will mount on the wall here. It'll be over here. And this box will have 120 volt outlet, two 12 volt outlets, and two switches for the lights here in the galley. Now let me show you what I did on the lights in the galley. And they're not complete yet, but I'm going to use these LED strips, and hopefully you can see this. So this LED strip is a white one, and this one here is an RGB one. So the idea is this light will shine up the back of the cabinets here and reflect off of the hatch, and then I will have another LED strip that will be on the hatch itself. We didn't want really super bright lights because we're not going to be cooking after dark, I don't think, very much, but we wanted something that was bright enough that you could work, and I think that these are going to work fine. I tested them out, they looked pretty good. So this involved a fair amount of soldering, and this one right here, this was pretty fine detailed soldering to get those wires in there. And there will also be another one of these RGB strips on the inside, just as accent lighting. So I also have the raceway or wire molds that go over this, those wooden ones that I was making. They're being varnished right now, and once they're all dried, then I will install them. Okay, so I got these wire guides or wire molds, or what do you want to call them, cover plates, all done, and I'm going to install them now. And it's a tight fit. I had pre-drilled, so I'll continue screwing these in, and then I'll come back and show what it looks like when it's done. Alright, so far so good. Alright, so that's in, and there's wires inside of it, and hopefully I don't have to run any more wires, because it's going to be really difficult to do that now. Although I could pull it off, but I really don't want to. So the next thing to do is I'll put the box in here, run all these wires, and start hooking things up. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and put the box on. And so as we're threading all these wires through, which is kind of a mess. Piece of trim. This piece of trim is going to be, or there will be a piece of trim like this when I get done. So I'm going to go ahead and put the trim up, so just hold it here so I know how far. So I just used the piece of trim to give me some spacing, and it's going to butt right up against this wire guide. I had originally thought I was going to put some glue in here too, but I think I want to leave it just in case I need to take it out at some point. Alright, well, I'll screw this on and I'll show you what it looks like after. So here's the box all installed. The trim's going to drive me crazy until it's screwed on. But anyway, here's the box all installed. Now what I've got to do is finish up the front, and I'll show you that right now. So here's the back side, and that's what the front side will look like, and that will have then a 120 volt outlet here. So what I'm doing is I'm just figuring out how I'm going to wire it, and I will do that and show you what it looks like when it's done. Okay, so here's the back of the board all wired up. So these are my switches for my lights, my strip lights. These are the outlets, and this is for the 110 volt. So what I've done is I've basically taken all of the grounds and chained them together, and then I've taken the hots and come off of the backs of the 12 volt outlets to power my strip lights. And then so what will happen is then when I go over there, the wire that's coming out of the teardrop for each one of the lights will go into here, the source. I'll bind all of the grounds together and put a wire nut on it, and then that should be done. Okay, I got the panel all wired in here, and everything seems to work. I've got it just the power turned on, so those come on, the lights come on. That's great. Now I'm going to see if I can get the panel mounted into the hole here. I'm going to turn off the power. There we go. So I'm going to fight with this a little bit, and I'll come back when it's all installed. Okay, so there's the power panel all put in. And my switches work, which is good. Turns the lights on and off. And so now what I'll do is I will wire up the 110 volt. Okay, I got the power station here in the galley all finished. So that's what it looks like. So got 120 volt power, two 12 volts, and then some switches that will operate the lights here in the galley. Here's my power converter, and here's my cutoff switch. Right now I've got it charging. So I've got this little thing here showing 13.7 volts on the charger. Just gives me an idea. So this switch right here will operate the overhead light, and then this switch right here operates that light, and you can see my installation. I took a piece of aluminum angle and screwed it down, and then put these behind the aluminum angle. What that does is that just gives it gives me a shield so I don't get the glare in my eyes when I'm standing at the galley. I also put an extra little feature in there, and that is I put some RGB, and so I have a remote control here, and I can just dial whatever color I want. And this is just to kind of give just a fun color wash that'll wash up over the hatch on the galley. So we'll also have some RGB lights inside, just for mood lighting, and they'll be linked to the same circuit.